Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about inquiry training model, which is one of the models of teaching in our science syllabus. So let us see first the assumptions which are underlying this particular model. The first assumption is human beings by nature are curious and problem solvers. So if you try and understand this particular statement, it says that human beings a basic nature is being curious and they are having that inherent ability to solve problems. Okay, when we talk about problems, the problems will not be something very difficult. It can be a very day-to-day difficulties that you as an individual might face. Okay, and curiosity need not be only in the subjects, but about the world around you, about anything that interests you. So, in that sense, human beings by nature are curious because even those who do not pursue their higher education, they can still have curiosity. For that matter, a child who's just born is the most curious individual because the child is trying to understand the world around him or her. So, that's why it is said that human beings by nature are curious and problem solvers. The second point is all knowledge is tentative. So when we talk about knowledge being tentative, it's very true because the things that we considered to be true are turning out to be incorrect as the years pass by or as the science progresses. Because earlier it was believed that Earth, if we take an example of our solar system, earlier it was believed that Earth was the center of the entire universe. But this was until this was proved wrong. And later on, it was proved that Sun is at the center of the universe or of the solar system. So, likewise, the things that we are studying right now, or maybe we consider them as the truth, may be proved wrong after some years or after some research. Okay, for that matter, the concept of constructivism, let me just get into another zone. When we talk about the concept of constructivism as well, there is again a lot of criticism happening about that given concept, wherein people are saying that constructivism is not the correct or may not be the most appropriate theory by which all of us should go in education. So, whatever that we are learning in every field of education, need not be only science, for that matter, anything around us is tentative. There can be several possible explanations or answers for a particular problem. So, this talks about basically the divergent nature of a given situation. So, we cannot say that in order to solve this problem, this approach is the perfect one. So, for a problem or in order to solve a problem, there can be several possible explanations, solutions, or ways out. So, it's very important that this assumption needs to be taken into consideration when we talk about a model called inquiry training model. Fourth point talks about team approach is better than individual approach in order to find solutions to a problem. Because we believe that if you are working individually on a single problem, you have only a way or a basic pattern of looking at the problem because you will think only by your own perspective. But if you are working in a group, if you have a group of four people, you have another three in addition to your perspective, you have another three perspectives which can be added to the given concept that you're trying to understand, and it can provide you a better view of that particular problem or situation for which you're trying to find a solution. The inquiry process is a cooperative effort. As we have already discussed that in order to inquire about something or inquire about something in order to find a solution to a problem, it is not something which can be done individually, okay, but it can be done in a better way when you're working in a team. So, somewhat that cooperative effect is related to that working in a team concept, which is closely associated to inquiry training model. And the next point says that human beings can learn to analyze their thinking strategies. Okay, I think we have discussed this in the previous model that we discussed, that is inductive thinking model, wherein we saw that thinking can be taught. So it is also that ability of analyzing this their thinking strategies also lies with every human being, because analyzing is a higher order thinking which can be developed and can be used in order to improve the way a person thinks, or for that matter, to analyze whatever that exists around a human being. So human being has the capacity to analyze even their own thinking strategies, and that makes as one of the assumptions underlying this model. New thinking strategies can be taught and added to the existing ones. Like I said before, thinking is something which can be taught. Okay, you can teach others how to think, what are the ways to think. Okay, so it's very important to note that you can teach new thinking strategies, and you can also improve the ones which you already have, or add something extra and make it more proper or more perfect. So these were some of the assumptions underlying this model. Now, why we talk about assumptions when we talk about a model? Because since it is a model, okay, it is basically tells you a procedure or steps to be followed in order to solve a given problem. So this particular model, that is inquiry training model, would be discussing in detail about inquiry and how this process of inquiry can be used in order to solve a problem or in order to come to a solution. Okay, because it helps an individual to look at a problem in a sequential manner, in a logical manner, which is otherwise not possible. Okay, so these models help an individual to provide, or it basically provides individual certain steps to follow in order to come to a solution to a problem. So these assumptions are important to understand, because these assumptions, or these underlying assumptions of this model, play a very important role. So if you understand these assumptions, it can help you understand the entire model in a better way. Now you have to just thoroughly understand each of this. They're very simple ones, but it needs a lot of analysis on your part, okay, because it can be understood in different ways. Now, as we'll be discussing about the model in our upcoming slide, you can actually relate each of these. We'll be able to relate each of these assumptions to whatever point that we'll be discussing. Okay, moving ahead. Objectives of inquiry training model. What are the objectives behind this model, or why there was a need of such a model? Okay. First one was to develop skills like observing, collecting and organizing data, formulating and testing hypotheses, explaining, inferring among students. So if you look at all these skills like observing, collecting and organizing the data, or for that matter, formulating and testing hypotheses, then explaining and inferring among students, they are basically steps of a research procedure. And as we know that research is something which is very systematic, very logical, so is this model, because it believes in certain steps, certain procedure to be followed in order to arrive to a solution, like how we do in our scientific research. So if you try and follow this model or make use of this model while teaching or while learning, it can help you learn all these skills, and eventually you will be a master of all these skills, because this model will expect you to do all this, like observing, collecting, organizing data, and formulating and testing hypotheses, as well as explaining and inferring. Second objective is to develop the skill of creative thinking. Now, creative thinking is a very beautiful concept, because when we talk about creative thinking, there are various ways by which it is being explained by various psychologists, wherein they say that creative thinking, if we talk about the concept of creative thinking in a general manner, what people understand about creative thinking is a thinking which is novice, something which is new, something which nobody else thought of before you, or looking at a particular concept in a different way altogether, which was never thought, or that perspective was never there with anyone, isn't it? Or something new, something novel is called creative. So if you apply that concept of creativity to thinking, it's some novel thought, a novel idea. Okay, so if you try to follow this particular model, that is inquiry training model, there's a chance that you might develop the skill of creative thinking as well. third point is to develop among students the ability to learn independently. Now, when we talk about inquiry training model, in the previous assumptions, we have discussed about how teamwork is preferred over an individual work. But this point, that is the third point, says about the ability to learn independently. Instead, even if you're working in a team, okay, you have to understand this very carefully. Even if you're working in a team, each member of the team is responsible or accountable for their own learning. Okay, that's why we say that it develops among the students to the ability to learn independently because they are responsible for what they will learn from that given activity which they will be performing in a group. Fourth point or the fourth objective is to develop among students tolerance to ambiguity. So when we talk about ambiguity, it's a state of confusion, is a state of mind wherein you do not have a proper clarity about a given concept. So if you make use of this model. This model says that it is basically helps an individual develop that tolerance to ambiguity. Tolerance to ambiguity sometimes it becomes difficult for individuals to handle um, the ambiguous situations or something or a state of confusion. But this inquiry training model is about inquiry, and inquiry will only begin when there is some ambiguity. If there was a clarity, we would never think of inquiry, isn't it? So, if you are making use of this model, it helps you tolerate this state of confusion or this ambiguity and pass through that and arrive to solutions. The fifth point is to develop among students appreciation towards the tentative nature of knowledge. As we have seen, one of the assumptions of this model is all knowledge is tentative. So this particular model, that is inquiry training model, it develops among the students appreciation towards the tentative nature of knowledge. So whatever that you are studying right now is tentative, and there is a chance that whatever that we might consider now at this moment as truth can be an obsolete information or obsolete knowledge. So each one of us should be aware of that and appreciate it because there's a lot of work happening in every field of science, in every field of education, whatever that is happening around us. So, as an individual who follows or who believes in inquiry training model, should be aware of this particular nature of knowledge, which is tentative. The sixth objective is to develop the skill of questioning among students. So, as you'll be discussing or as you'll be making use of this inquiry training model and we'll be discussing about a given concept, in order to inquire about something, the first or the basic skill that an individual needs is the ability or the skill of questioning. So, if you don't know how to question, if you don't know the importance of questioning, or if you don't know why you have to question, then this particular model doesn't make any sense because in an inquiry training model, it's important to know how to question. Okay, and the skill of questioning is very important, and the students who lack this, they ultimately develop this skill as and when as they practice this particular model or as they learn new concepts using this particular model. Now, the seventh objective is to develop the skill of verbal expression among students. Now, we have seen that many students are not comfortable expressing them, but since this model requires you to develop or you to ask questions, the basic requirement in order to ask questions is the ability to express oneself, and in a way, it helps develop the skill of verbal expression as well among the students. So these were some of the objectives I have been discussing. I'll be discussing more about this in the upcoming lectures. And this was just an overview of what inquiry training model, what are the assumptions underlying this model, and what are the objectives of this particular model, and what it aims at. So we'll discuss more about inquiry training model in the upcoming lectures. So if you have any doubts or if you require any clarification regarding the points that we discussed, please feel free to ask it in the chat box. Thank you.